child health nursing subject we are going to discuss in this video. Okay, in this fifth unit, that is the children with congenital malformations. Okay, in childhood disorders, one of the disorders, that is the malformations we are going to discuss. In that first one, that is the CNS malformations, central nervous system malformations. Okay, for example, spinal cord defects. Okay, వెన్నెముక లోపాలు బై బర్త్ పుట్టినప్పుడు, ఓకే, పుట్టుకతో వచ్చేటటువంటి లోపము స్పైనల్ కోడ్ డిఫెక్ట్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ద స్పైనా బైఫీడా. ఓకే, దట్ కండిషన్ we are going to discuss in this video. Okay, in this, that one is the spinal cord defects, that is the spina bifida. Okay, spina bifida also called as the spina open spine. Okay, spina bifida also called as the open spine or split. Okay, this is the disease condition of children. By birth, the children are having this type of disease. Okay, now we are going to focus on the definition of spina bifida. What is the definition? In this, the spina bifida is one of the birth defect. Okay, by birth, the neonate will be having this type of disease. Okay, within the mother womb, the disease will be developed. Okay, in the normal physiology of the embryo, what is that means? All bones and muscles, complete body should be formed for functioning of normal functioning of physiological function and anatomical function. Okay, means anatomical structure and physiological structure of the body parts should be well developed after birth. Okay, within the mother womb, the structural and functional organs should be well developed. Okay, whenever after birth, the organs and system should be function normally. Okay, here defects means within the mother womb will perfectly not developed of a spinal cord. Okay, this is the definition. In this, by birth, the birth defect is one of the spinal cord bifida. It is also called as the neural tube defects. Okay, it is a spina bifida is one of the birth defect. Okay, it will be called as the neural tube defects. And what happens in the neural tube defects or what happens in the birth defect means incomplete closure of vertebrae. Okay, vertebrae nothing but these are the bones which is fused together form one of the spinal cord. Okay, vertebrae nothing but vennemuka bones. Okay, these are the vertebrae should be fused together, closed together, form one of the spinal cord for support of body. Okay, here the who are having birth defects, those children are incomplete closing of vertebrae. Okay, one incomplete closing of vertebrae, then the children will be arising problem of spina bifida. Okay, this is the definition. Next, we will move on to the etiological factors. In these etiological factors, what happens means mainly the factors, that is the genetic factors. Okay, 15% of childhood stage or by birth defects, mainly the disease will be arise through the genes or in a chromosomal abnormality or in a genes abnormality. The children may be affected by this disease of spina bifida. Okay, another one, that is the mother age or maternal stage. Okay, in this maternal age group, that is the above 35 years of age group, the mother will conceive at first time. Okay, due to that reasons, the children may be arise this problem of birth defects. Sometimes below 20 years of age group, the mother conceive at first time. Then the children may have one disease of birth defect, that is the spina bifida. Okay, this is the one reason. Another one, that is the environmental factors. Okay, in these environmental factors, during pregnancy period, the mother will be exposed to the excessive radiation. Okay, then their newborns may be affected on disease of spina bifida. Okay, next another one, that is the due to the diet. Okay, if the mother not taking sufficient supplementation of folic acid. Okay, due to the folic acid deficiency, the children may be affected one disease of neural tube defects. For example, this spina bifida. Okay, that's why who are pregnant mothers is there in the society, those are taking food supplementation. Which food is sufficient of iron and folic acid, that food should compulsory take by the antenatal period by the mother. Okay, for prevention of this disease. Okay, who are unable to take this folic acid supplementation at pregnancy period, those mothers may have birth defects children. Okay, these are the reasons or these are the etiological factors for the spina bifida. Okay, next another one, that is the classification. Okay, in this mainly that classification three types is there. First one is the spina bifida occulta. Okay, spina bifida occulta. Another one is the spina bifida cystica. Okay, another one is the meningocele. Okay, in this that spina bifida occulta, what happens? In this spina bifida occulta, here the spinal cord and brain should be covering one layer. What is that layer? Meninges, no? Okay, meninges layer should be covering layer of the spinal cord and brain. It will be protected to the children or human beings. Okay, in this the outer part of the vertebra, okay, outer part of the vertebra have not completely joined. Okay, outer part of the vertebra that will be complete, not closing. Okay, leaving open. Okay, not completely closed or leaving and open. Opening of outer part of the vertebra. Okay, that condition we are called as the spina bifida occulta. Okay, next another one, that is the spina bifida cystica. In this subtopics is there, that is the one is the meningocele, another one is the meningomyelocele. Okay, in this meningocele what happens means here the meninges layer. Okay, one covering layer is there, no, meninges. That meninges layer should be pushed through the whole of skull. Okay, in this the skull having some hole, no, what is that? Frontanels. Okay, through the frontanels the meninges should be pushed through the outside. Sometimes through the skull or sometimes through the vertebrae. Okay, in backbone of the human body, that is the vertebrae, no. If the vertebra not complete closed, sometimes leaving open, then the meninges layer should be pushed out with the help of fluids. Okay, one sac like structure should be appearance by the externally. Okay, next another one, that is the meningomyelocele. Okay, in this meningomyelocele what happens means the meninges layer and bottom end of the spinal cord. Okay, bottom end of the spinal cord should be and pushed through the spine. Simply the meninges layer along with the some cerebrospinal fluid, it will be come out through the whole of skull or through the whole of vertebrae. Why the hole means abnormal closure or sometimes opening of vertebrae. In normally there is no opening, but due to the birth defects, some abnormalities, the children will have some openings or some leave in the vertebrae. Okay, from that openings the fluid or the meninges should be come out as like sac. Okay, that conditions we are called as the meningocele and meningomyelocele. Okay, this is the classification. Next we will move on to the clinical manifestations for the spina bifida. Okay, in these clinical manifestations, that is the first one, hydrocephalus. Okay, hydrocephalus nothing but excessive fluid secretion or excessive cerebrospinal fluid secretion. Okay, this is the one clinical manifestations we are assessed in the children's. Next, another one, that is the impaired cognitive development. They are not having mental capacity, that is the thinking process or memory or judgment, logical answering. Okay, whatever it may be, they are not having any cognitive development. Next, another one, that is the difficulty in swallowing. Their inability to swallow that water or sometimes food. Okay. Next, another one, that is the loss of functioning of lower spine. Okay, which lower spine having impairment in their normal function. Okay, next, another one, that is the orthopedic problems, that is some bone deformities. Okay, they are not having strongness or strengthness in the bones. Next, another one, that is the nervous system problems. Okay, in these nervous system problems, sometimes the children may have one problem, that is the weakness in the nerves. Okay, the neurons not receive any impulses, not sending any impulses. Okay, this functioning should have some weakness. And another one is the weakness in the legs. Another one, that is the impaired bowel control and bladder control. Okay, they are not having any controlness in the bowel and bladder. Okay. Next, another one, that is the diagnosis. Okay, if the children are having or newborn babies having this birth defects, how will diagnose means? By the collection of history of an children. Okay, in this we are using some ultrasounds for identification of problem and fetal MRI for identification of fetal skull, any structural abnormalities or any functional abnormalities or any birth defects is there in the skull. For identification of that, we have to do the fetal MRI. Okay, magnetic resonance imaging scanning we have to do, and amniocentesis. Okay, for identification of amniotic fluid, how much is there, it will be done in the embryo stage, means the fetus should be there in the mother womb. Then we have to do this assessment, that is the alpha fetoprotein levels. Okay, alpha fetoprotein levels we have to assess, and neonatal examination after birth. Okay, this amniocentesis or amniocentesis should be done antenatal period. Okay, after birth of the newborn babies, we have to do the neonatal examination. Okay, is there any appearance of this meningocell or meningomyelin cell? Okay, next, another one is the CT scan. In this CT scan, normal structure and normal function of the skull and spinal cord should be identified, and MRI, WBC count. Okay, sometimes we have to do the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Okay, these are the diagnosis procedures for identification of spina bifida in the newborn babies. Okay, next, another one, that is the management. What management we have to provide for the children's means? In this first one, that is the surgical management. Okay, that is the laminectomy. Okay, we have to open that spinal cord, that bone. We have to do the which is the excessive growth or which is the abnormality is there or which is the excessive fluid is there, that will be removed, and we have to do the closure of open lesions. Sometimes abnormal opening is there now in the vertebrae, or sometimes that meningeus layer should be come out. Okay, these are the abnormalities should be corrected by this surgical management for the children. Okay, next, removal of the sac, which is the excessive sac should be come outside or appearance by the externally. That sac should be removed by doing surgical management for the children. Okay, next, another one, that is the nursing management. In this nursing management, we have to assess the mother and children. Okay, is there abnormality is the mother or is there abnormality in the children? Okay, due to the antenatal period, the children may be affected one disease, or due to the after birth, the children are affected by this disease. Okay, for protection of mother and children, we have to assess the mother and children. Okay, in this assessment, we have to collect the complete history from the mother. Next, what is their diet pattern? she is taken complete or supplementation of iron and folic acid or balance the diet or not. And we have to do the one nursing management, that is the preventing infection. Okay, due to the infection or due to the microorganisms, the children may be affected by this disease. For correction, we have to assess the we have to administer the anti-inflammatory drugs for control of infection. Okay, sometimes we have to administer the antibiotics. Okay, next another one, that is the promoting urinary examination. If the children are having any neurological or any urinary abnormalities, okay, for correcting that we have to assess the urinary assessment. Next another one, that is the prevention. Okay, before occurrence in early stages of pregnancy period, we have to provide folic acid supplementation to the mother for control of this disease of spina bifida. Okay, that's why in a pregnancy period 1200 folic acid supplementation should be provided for the mothers. Okay, next another one, that is the complications. Okay, in early stages we are not control this disease, means the children may be complication of hydrocephalus. Okay, next another one, that is the UTI, urinary tract infections may be find out in the children who are having this disease of spina bifida. Next another one, that is the paralysis of legs. Okay, the legs functioning should be abnormal, the normal functioning should be lost due to the disease of spina bifida in the children. Okay.